Let's talk about this Coachella set, because a lot of people have had a lot of stuff to say about it, but let me be the person to tell y'all. He did the thing. What's happening, y'all? I'm Bobby Carter. I'm the host and series producer of NPR's Tiny Desk Concerts, and I'm here today to talk about some of my favorites. I don't know how many I got to put on here, but there's a lot of them, so let's get to it. I get this question a lot about some of my favorites, and it always changes. I'm gonna start with this kid from Argentina. His name is Milo. You may have never heard of him, but just trust me. Go watch it. That's number one. Boom, it's in there.
What was the magic like in the room when Mac Miller did his set?
That was a special moment for a few reasons. It was the time when the album Swimming came out. Mac's team sent me the album in advance, asked me to listen, and give them suggestions on what songs would work best in the space. The set list that you guys hear, we worked together on it. The moment in the show was like the last song, 2009, which for a lot of different reasons, just draw up a lot of emotion. But the other thing I remember about that day is just his interactions with Thundercat.
Thundercat on the shaker.
He flew in from London just to do the Tiny Desk. I remember Thundercat running out of the building, getting on a Sprinter and going straight back to London. Watching his childlike interaction with Mac to the point where I had to ask them to calm down a little bit so we can get the show done. And also just Mac as a musician. He's the ultimate maestro. All the instruments that were surrounding him where other people were playing, he could play them too. Before the show, he was messing around on the drums. There's actually footage out there of Mac on the piano, playing the piano before. Obviously, just a few weeks later, we lost Mac, but that was a special, special day for sure, and I have a lot of fond memories of the day. All right, so we gotta talk about Justin Bieber's Tiny Desk home concert. I had a newfound respect, because if you watch that show, he did a version of Peaches that only exists with us. He gave us an exclusive. That was the thing that made that show stand out. Also, let's talk about this Coachella set. A lot of people have had a lot of stuff to say about it, but let me be the person to tell y'all. He did the thing. Okay? He did exactly what you're supposed to do with songs that you performed as a child. It probably looked very simple and lazy to some people, but do you really want to hear a highly produced version of these songs he performed when he was a kid? No, you do it in a way where he's singing with his younger self. I thought it was great. And I love this era, which is why I have reached out. Just hey, let's bring swag to the Tiny Desk. So stay tuned. This is my favorite Bieber era. That may be controversial, but I'm loving what Bieber's doing for sure. All right, let's add Burna Boy's Tiny Desk. Burna Boy wants to come back to the Tiny Desk because when he came, he didn't really know what it was. His mother managed him at the time. She called me and her first question was, how late can he be? I've never fielded a question like that. How late can we be? And damn it, he was 2 hours late. When you watch the show, he doesn't look like he's having a good time, but it sounds amazing. But he didn't say a word. The man said nothing. That show ended up blowing up. Tiny Desk hit a new level, and I've heard since that he wanted to kind of run it back. That show is hilarious because it's really, really good, but he gives you nothing in the form of audience engagement. I think he was going through something that day. And listen, I respect that. If you're going through something, if you don't fake it, if you're having a bad day, I get it. But he delivered. I think our biggest viral moment was Usher with the Watch This. Watch this. We knew something was happening. After he does that, he just laughs. On X at the time, probably a week before, and I usually don't do this. I've done this for a couple of artists. Posted I just watched the first draft, and it's gonna change everything. And yeah, it went crazy. Usher was Usher when he came in the building, but that show helped to extend that Vegas residency, which ultimately led to the Super Bowl, which ultimately led to the tour and all of these other things. He's one of the most professional artists that I've ever encountered in the space. He made a mistake. He slipped up, something happened, I forget which song it was. And after the show, he goes, hey, I just wanna let you know, I sort of slipped up and I stumbled, but I picked it up on the downbeat so that it's a clean edit. The epitome of professionalism. Shout out to Usher, man. Wiz Khalifa came to the Tiny Desk last year. He played all of selections from his classic mixtape, Cushion Orange Juice. Wiz is performing, and he's not saying anything in between songs. And I'm like, I know Wiz is in a good mood because we were just chumming it up, but all of a sudden now when that red light is on, he's just doing the songs and he's just sitting there. I was like, yo. So I go in there in between and I whisper in his ears like, just give the audience something, say something. And he looks at me, he does the next song, and he still doesn't say if he doesn't say anything. So he does the last song, people are just blown away. And during that last round of applause, Wiz just breaks down into tears.
Y'all made me cry, man. Y'all, man.
And I'm like, oh, he was just holding in all that emotion the whole time. I asked him after the show, like, what it was. He was feeling the music the same way we were, but also just like what the whole moment meant to him. So I love a good moment with tears at the Tiny Desk. Let's go back a couple of years to Tems' Tiny Desk concert. The energy that you think she has, there's definitely an aura, a peace, a gentleness, but very powerful, like a lot of power. A lot of us get starstruck, but when you actually see her behind the desk doing the thing that we love in real life, game changer. Now, we don't do dance hall enough, and I want to apologize. But with that apology, I will tell you that we did have Sean Paul at the Tiny Desk, and he crushed it. For those of you who don't know, Tiny Desk concerts are held in the offices of NPR. It's just an office.
I thank you for accommodating me and partying in a day like this, you know it, go.
But to get people to wind those hips and throw those flags in the middle of a work day is something to behold, and damn it, Sean Paul did it. We're adding that one. What makes a good Tiny Desk? You have to be able to perform in an intimate space like just an office, and you have to be able to connect with an audience. Most of the time they're scared to react, but if you can get that, if you can pull that reaction out of just some office workers, you got the thing. Obviously, you have to be able to vocally bring it. It's very stripped down. There's no reverb added to the vocal. There's no auto-tune obviously added to the vocal. So you have to be able to bring it. And yeah, Sean Paul did it. He didn't know what he was getting into, but he killed it. You know, sometimes we get artists at the Tiny Desk very early, sometimes too soon. British artist Raye is having a real moment right now, and I like to think that we at the Tiny Desk helped set it off. I think we brought Raye to the Tiny Desk 3 years ago now, and it's still building, and that was a great show.
She gon' bust it.
She gon' bust it.
Oh, that was stunning.
She's a brilliant musician. I can just tell in her heart of hearts, she's a great songwriter, and she's just an all-around musician who's gonna be one of the greats. I like to think that I just saw it early. Speaking of seeing early, we gotta add this one because I think he was on this show.
Ari, that's my heart right there.
Leon Thomas's Tiny Desk is special for a lot of different reasons. First off, that show almost did not happen. It was in the middle of a big snowstorm. He barely made it into the city. Much props to Leon. He was already at the office. So I was like, you ain't closing the office down if Leon Thomas is there. So we mustered the team together. We got the team together. And Leon Thomas got us our first Grammy Award nomination. Best traditional R&B performance, I believe. So shout out to Leon Thomas, man. That was one of the best shows. And he's another one. We haven't seen the last of him. We haven't seen the best of him yet. Tame Impala. That was a fun show because they did a Tiny Desk home concert and they kind of broke the rules. I think with the home concerts, people loved them, but they also hated them because some of them weren't intimate the way that we do. They used some electronics, so when it was time for them to come, there was a lot more work that went into it. Kevin Parker, we were going back and forth on what his ideas would be for it. It was like, can I give a little bit of backtrack? And I'm like, nah, you can't give us any backtrack. Almost as a joke, he goes, well, we're just gonna buy guitars and just play acoustically. And I'm like, that's it. That was a great show. So yeah, that was the first time I've ever seen Tame Impala acoustically. And usually when they lean into those challenges, that's when you get like the good stuff.
What Tiny Desk performance was the biggest pinch me moment for you?
Chaka Khan was one of those artists that I just grew up listening to. I don't know music. I don't know my life without Chaka Khan's music. Didn't have to tell her much. She just got back there and just did the thing. I couldn't believe what I was watching because that voice is more powerful than anything I've ever heard at the Tiny Desk before. And I still can't believe it happened. But it did happen, and I'm adding it to the playlist. David Byrne. That's another pinch me when you talk about pinch me moments. I grew up on the Talking Heads. David Byrne still moves with that childlike energy. Those young people that he has around him, and you know, David's no spring chicken. He's been doing it for a long time, but he still has all of that energy. David Byrne, that was a pinch me moment at the Tiny Desk, if there ever was one. Legendary. By the time Anderson .Paak got to the Tiny Desk, there was definitely a buzz. He was one of those if you know type artists. But what he did at the Tiny Desk, I don't even think he expected it. When he came back with this band, the Free Nationals, a few years later, he said that was the most important thing that they've done in terms of his career. That really turned him from an artist people love, had a core fan base, to just a superstar. My dream Tiny Desk performances. Number one is Sade. I just put another ask out the other day because she was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and hopefully she comes out and celebrates. I hope that celebration happens at the desk one day. Sade, please. Jay-Z, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, the GOAT, Stevie Wonder, Paul McCartney. You're still outside. Come to the Tiny Desk. It's just a desk. It won't bite. I think we wrap up there. That's a decent list, right? Okay, here we go. Sup, y'all? It's Bobby here with the Tiny Desk, giving y'all just a few of my favorite moments at the desk. Boom. All right, y'all, thanks for checking out my playlist. Listen, I wanna know what your favorites are, so please drop a comment in the comment section. And if you're ever in DC, come holler at me, all right? Peace.
Perfect.
That was cool?
Yeah.
Cool, that was fun.